everyone, welcome back. I'm Daria if you're new to my channel, and today's practice is really fun and playful. This class is called Spring Fling. We will continue to explore the monthly theme for May of sweetness. We'll find some feel-good flow, some funky transitions, and ultimately work toward Pincha Mayurasana or forearm stand. So you just need yourself and some place to move, and when you're ready, let's get into it. We'll start easily from seated. So find your way here to Sukhasana. Let your knees open up wide. Feel your sitting bones anchoring to the surface beneath you. And then let's bring the palms facing up toward the sky, helping to encourage right away some openness and some lightness. Softly close your eyes and begin to feel your shoulders moving away from your ears so the sides of the neck are long. Just let everything be as you arrive to your practice. Start to slow down. Start to come away from any distractions in the external worlds and bring your awareness more internally. And for a couple moments, begin to focus your awareness to the space between your eyebrows. See if you can feel like a center of energy there. Start to soften into your breath. And let the breath move fluidly through your torso, completely unhindered by any blockages or any tension. Feel your inhalations gradually deepen. And feel your exhalations bring more softening to your full body. And now check in around any ideas you have of what this practice needs to be or should be. Really, any shoulds, any expectations, any outcomes. And let's drop all of that. So we'll do it with the breath. Take a full inhalation through your nose. Big sigh out of your mouth to let all of that go. Settle into a space of playfulness. Ask yourself what play feels like in your physical body. What sensations arise when you think about playing? Throughout this practice, continue to notice when shoulds arise. Continue to drop those and find more playfulness, more lightness, a little less seriousness. And just stay for a couple more breaths here, breathing in and out through your nose, Ujjayi Pranayama. Softly blink your eyes open. On your next inhalation, circle your arms wide to the sides and then all the way up to the sky. As you breathe out, right fingertips land beside you. Lengthen up and out of your left side body and then take a little arc toward the right. You can bend your right elbow, maybe bringing your forearm toward the ground. Draw your left shoulder down your back, and it might feel nice to catch the back of your head with your hand and lean a little into your back body, creating length in the back of the throat. Next inhalation, press down, rise through the center, look to your thumbs. And breathing out, left fingertips down beside you, lengthen the right side of your body and arc up and over to the left. Spread your breath between your ribs. If you like, catch the back of your head and elongate your cervical spine. Lean a little bit back. Next inhalation, press down, rise through center, look to your thumbs, and exhale, palms to prayer, heart center. Start to roll over your shins. We'll come onto hands and knees into a tabletop pose. Let's spin the fingers to point back toward your thighs and just take a couple moments here, opening the wrists and the forearms. Spread your fingers nice and wide. You can micro bend your elbows. Try to press the four corners of your palms into the mats. And then bring the fingertips to point forward, once again to the top of the mat. On your next inhalation, begin to soften your low belly. Spread your sit bones wide and start to arch your back, finding a deep contraction in the back body to open and expand your front body. Lift your heart and turn your eyes upward. As you breathe out, start to press into your palms, press into your shins and your toenails. And now get really contracted in your front body and feel your breath traveling between your vertebrae, creating more space in the spine. On your next inhalation, open it up again into a cow pose, tilting the tailbone up, the heart forward, and the eyes to the sky. As you breathe out, start to press down, round and curl. Hug in through your ribs and let your head fall toward your chest. Now take a few more with the pace and rhythm of your own breath, extending your movement so that it lasts as long as your inhalations and as long as your exhalations. Start to find steadiness, neutral spine back to tabletop. Bring your left elbow to the ground. You can bend your right elbow a little as well. And then press into your left elbow as you turn your chest a little bit toward the right and bring your left hand to your upper back or maybe the back of the neck. You can come onto your right fingertips. Try to keep your hips steady, level, even as you revolve through the ribs. And then for a little more intensity, deepening the stretch into your lat, send your hips back in space. Start to press down, make your way back up to tabletop and switch. Bring your right elbow down to the mat. Bend a little into your left arm, and then you can come onto your left fingertips as you start to revolve your heart a little bit toward the left. Press into your right elbow and drag it isometrically back in space, deepening the stretch that you feel down the sideline of your body. And then begin to unwind, just facing back to the top of the mat once again. And let's walk it out into Anahatasana, puppy pose. We'll keep this a little bit more active and work some mobility in the thoracic spine here. So walk your fingertips as far forward as they'll go. Keep your forehead off the ground. Keep your chest off the ground. Plug down into your finger pads. Take a breath in, soften the back of your heart. And then as you breathe out, press down and try to round just kind of the upper part of your back. So it's like you're puffing up the back of your heart, pressing it toward the sky. And then on your inhalation, soften once again like you're melting your heart toward the earth. As you exhale, press down, hug your palms toward one another, and curve the upper back toward the sky. 2 more times. Inhale, soften, lift your tailbone, soften your low belly, sink your heart. Exhale, press down, round the upper back. 1 more time, inhale. And exhale. Now pressing down, walk your hands back underneath of your shoulders. Finding tabletop once again. Walk your knees together to touch. Take a breath in, lean a little forward and kick your heels toward your sit bones. And then as you breathe out, send both shins to the right side of the mat. Let them act as like a kickstand behind you, stacking your knees. Claw down into your right fingertips. And then inhale, cactus your left elbow up toward the sky. So it's like a kneeling side plank. Really squeeze in through the right side of your body. Turn your eyes towards your left thumbnail and then follow your fingertips as you reach them all the way forward over your ear. Deep breath in here. Breathing out, left hand meets the mat once again. Roll through hands and knees, kick your heels in towards your sit bones. And then as you breathe out, feet go to the left, knees stack. Press into your left fingertips, breathing in. Right elbow reaches up toward the sky. Hug your shoulder blades together here. Press your pelvis a little forward, look up. And then exhale, right fingertips reach to the top of the mat. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, roll it back to center. Hands and knees, heels toward the sit bones. Inhale here. With your exhalation, Tuck your toes, press your palms into the earth, and send your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Smooth your breath. Spread it through the full back body, elongating your spine. Broaden your shoulder blades. Turn your head from side to side, softening the back of the neck. And just massage through any points of tension. You can do this by moving, taking little wiggles or micro movements, and then also breathing to the spaces of stickiness. Feel the lines that run from the back of your heart all the way down your arms, into your palms, and into the earth. Feel that your hands are pressing down and forward, and also hugging a little toward one another, squeezing into the midline. And then the same with the feet, pressing into your big toes, send them down and backward in space, but also hug in a little bit through your inner thighs. Let's just take one more breath here, in through your nose. Stay for your exhalation. Next, inhale breath. Look to your thumbs. As you breathe out, travel to the top of your mat. We'll land in a ragdoll fold. The toes come behind the wrists. Bend your knees a lot. Drape everything heavy over your thighs. Let your head get really relaxed, softening the back of the neck. Take some little sways side to side. You can do anything you want with your arms here. Maybe close your eyes so you can feel more deeply what's going on internally. Bring your right fingertips down to the earth underneath of your face. Bend deeply into your right knee. Draw your left leg towards straight, and then circle your left fingertips up toward the sky. Keep your hips level as you spin the right ribs toward the left ones. Breathing in. Breathing out, bow down through center. Left fingertips to the mat, bend your left knee. Right leg straight-ish. Inhale, right fingertips to the sky. Breathe into the outer line of your right hip and leg. And when your next exhale comes, fold it back through center. Let's flow this with breath. Right fingertips down, bend the right knee. Inhale, left arm rises. Exhale, let it drop, forward fold. Left fingertips down. Inhale, left knee bends, right arm extends upward, look up. And exhale to fold. Next inhalation, halfway lift, lengthen out of your spine, crown of head forward, tailbone back. And exhale, just bow, chest to thighs, reach the crown of your head down toward your toes. Again, inhale like the breath is inflating your spine with the air. And exhale, bow down, forward fold. Again, inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold forward. Hug your belly button to your spine, root your big toes, micro bend your knees, and slowly round all the way up to stand. Let your head stay really heavy all the way to the top as you rise. Once you lift your eyes, melt your shoulders away from your ears. Walk your feet together to touch. On your next inhalation, circle your arms wide and all the way to the sky. Look to your thumbs. As you exhale, take a big dive down, forward fold, Uttanasana, long spine as you go. Inhale to a halfway lift, growing crown of head forward, tailbone back. Exhale, place your palms to the mat. Softly step back into plank. Press the ground away from you. Firm up through the thighs, squeeze your glutes. Imagine you're pressing your heels into a wall behind you and then press the crown of your head forward. Inhale here. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Bend your elbows, lower halfway down. Elbows hug tight toward the ribs. Inhale, upward facing dog. Toenails down. Hover your thighs. Lift your pelvic floor. Lift your heart. Lift your eyes. Exhale, belly button to spine. Glide your hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Inhale. Exhale. One more breath in. Exhale, elongate your spine, close your ribs. Next inhalation, look to your thumbs. Exhale, step or float, travel to the top of your mat, folding in. Breathe in to find a halfway lift, grow out of your spine. Breathing out, bow, forward fold. Inhale, press through your feet, long spine. It's like a reverse swan dive, rising all the way up to stand. Look to your thumbs. Exhale, palms to prayer, heart center. And we'll take 2 more rounds. Surya Namaskar A, linking breath and movement. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold, dive down. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, place your palms, step or float back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing dog, maybe cobra if that feels better on your spine. Exhale, hips to the sky, pressing the palms down and forward, finding down dog. Just 2 breaths. Inhale. Exhale, claw into your fingers. Inhale. And exhale. As you breathe in, look to your thumbs. As you breathe out, step or float to the top of your mat. Forward fold, soft landing. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bow, forward fold. Breathe in, press down, rise to stand, long spine. Look up. Breathe out, palms to prayer, heart center. Last round, play with closing your eyes. Just see how that feels. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, forward fold, dive down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. Heart arcs forward from base to front. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips rise. 2 breaths. How much can you feel the breath interacting with your body and your sensations? Breathe in, lift your heels, bend your knees, and look forward. Breathe out, step or float to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold down. Breathe in, pressing through your feet. Keep your spine elongating as you rise to standing and look to your thumbs. Exhale, palms to your sternum, thumbs to your sternum, palms in prayer, heart center. Find your breath again. Feel your feet rooting you to the earth. Blink your eyes open if they were closed. As you inhale, reach your arms wide to the side, all the way up overhead. Catch your left wrist with your right hand and step your left foot off the mat behind you. Bending both knees, roll to the knife edge of your left foot. And then really, really grow through the sides of your waist. And then on an exhale breath, cinch in through your right side body. Open the left side as you arc. Lift your pelvic floor. Take 1 more breath in here. Now breathing out, start to revolve your fingertips all the way down and around to the mat. As the fingertips land, send your left leg long and back behind you into a standing L. Check that all 5 of your left toenails are pointing down, and then see how much you can grow through your spine here. 1 more inhale. Exhale, bend deeply into your right knee. Step your left toes to the mat behind you and sink your knee. Taking a breath in, reach your fingertips up to the sky, kneeling warrior Anjaneyasana. On your exhale breath, bring your palms together and then bend your elbows so that the thumb side of your hands connects to the back of your head. Press your head into your hands, but then press your hands back into your head, all the while lengthening up, 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 up through your spine and melting your hips down and forward. Let everything be sweet here. 1 more breath in. Breathing out, circle your palms down and around to the mat. Pick up your back knee. Start to send your hips back in space. As you breathe in, prepare by just growing your spine long. As you breathe out, press down. Think like cat pose in the spine, rounding so much, contracting your core. And hover your right foot, gliding it back to downward facing dog. As you breathe in, lift your heels, round through your spine, and shift forward into a high plank. As you breathe out, bend your elbows, come down halfway chaturanga. This time, sink your pelvis, untuck your toes, and on your inhalation, lift your heart up into an easy cobra. Now, as you exhale, roll to your outer right hip. Let your feet stagger or maybe stack. Realign your hands as you need. Left fingertips in front of you and sink into your right side body stretch here, just opening everything up. Couple more breaths. Now start to pick up your left foot. Step it in front of your right thigh and leave about a foot of space. Dig down into your right fingertips and the knife edge of your right foot. Press into the earth. Inhale, lift your hips away from the mat into a side plank, modified side plank. See if you can lift your left heel and come just to the ball of your foot. Extend your left fingers up to the sky. Press back through your right big toe mound, and then take one more breath in. Reach your left arm forward over your ear. Breathe in here. Now, kind of a funky transition. As you breathe out, look to the top of your mat. See if you can pivot on your feet so your right toes will point forward. Press into your right palm. Pick up your left foot and step it to the top of the mat. We'll land in a lunge. On your breath in, rise all the way up to standing in a high crescent lunge. Hips are square to the top of the mat. Shoulders are soft. Take one more breath in here. And breathing out, step forward, fold forward. Inhale, right away with a long spine, we rise all the way up to standing. Look to your thumbs. Now catch the right wrist with your left hand. Right foot crosses off the mat behind you. Roll to the knife edge of right foot. Then breathing in, grow through both sides of your body. And as you breathe out, curve up and over toward the left. Look inside of your right elbow crease. Inhale. On the exhalation, continue revolving down and around toward the left. Land your fingertips, dig down into them, and then stretch your right leg back behind you. Roll your shoulders down your back. Take an inhalation, extending through your spine. Exhale, bend your left knee deeply. Right toes land to the back of your mat and softly let your knee lower down. On your inhalation, fingertips chase the sky, Anjaneyasana. As you exhale, palms together, bend your elbows. Bring the thumb side of your hands to the back of your head. Press into it. Think of lifting up through your heart, lifting up through your sternum, and then let your hips melt a little down and a little forward. Just one more breath in. And exhale, palms, frame the left foot. Pick up your back knee. Left leg draws towards straight. Inhale to prepare, grow long through your spine. Exhale, press down, round your spine, float your left foot, glide it back. Downward facing dog. As you inhale, heels hover, ripple through your spine, coming all the way forward into a high plank. As you exhale, bend your elbows, chaturanga, lower halfway. Sink your pelvis to the mat, press into your toenails, then start to draw back on your upper arms. Squeeze the tips of your shoulder blades together. Lift your heart, lift your eyes. Cobra. Inhale. Exhale, roll to your outer left hip. Feet staggered or stacked. Realign. You can play with walking your left hand a little bit more forward so that you have a little more space to dig into the left side, body opening here. And let the breath comb through any tension between the ribs, through the intercostals. Now start to pick up your right foot. Step it in front of your left thigh, leaving some space there. Press down into what's connected to the earth, and then let your outer left hip rise away from the mat. Inhaling to find modified side plank. From here, see if you can pick up your right heel, so just the ball of the foot is pressing down. Squeeze a little more into your left side body, and then reach your right fingertips to the top of your mat. Inhale here. As you exhale, funky transition. Pick up your back heel, coming to the ball of the foot. Swivel on your feet, and then float your right foot, step it forward into a lunge. Feet are about hips distance apart. Dig into your big toes. Breathe in, press down, and rise up. High crescent lunge. As you breathe out, let your tailbone soften down toward the earth. And then with your next inhale breath, try to feel it rising from root all the way through your crown. With your exhale, step forward and fold forward. Inhale, press through your feet, long spine. We rise all the way up to standing. Look to your thumbs. Exhale, palms to prayer, heart center. Let's go again through this sequence, adding on slightly. So on your next inhalation, we'll press down into the right foot and glide your left knee up toward your chest, one-legged Tadasana. As you exhale, flex your left ankle, hook it to your outer right thigh, and we'll start to sink the hips into a standing pigeon. Palms meet in prayer at heart center. Lengthen your sternum towards your thumbs. And then notice if your hips want to kind of shift or sink toward the right. Try to avoid this. Try to keep them really level. Steady your eyes, and we'll just take 2 more breaths. On your next inhalation, press down, rise to standing, stretch your left leg all the way straight to the top of your mat, arms overhead. And then as you exhale, bring your left foot to hover away from the mat, then cross it behind your right one, rolling to the knife edge of left foot as you catch left wrist with right hand. Inhale, grow, long, 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 and exhale, arc up and over toward the right. Breathing in here. Breathing out, roll down and around, fingertips to the mat. Left toes stretch back behind you. Inhale, extending into a standing L. Exhale, bend your right knee and send your left toes down to the mat behind you. Sink your knee. Inhale, fingertips to the sky, Anjaneyasana. As you exhale, palms together, hands to the back of your head. Let your hips melt down and forward. Maybe this time interlace your fingers and open your chest. Lean a little bit back. Breathe in. Breathe out. Palms down and around to the mat. Pick up your back knee. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, press down, round your spine, hollow your core, step back, downward facing dog. On your next breath in, look forward to your thumbs. Walk your feet like half of a footprint more forward. Now, take a breath in, just prepare, dig down into your finger pads. On your breath out, bend your elbows and try to sink both forearms down to the mat at the same time. Imagine you're squeezing something between them. As they land, take a breath in. And then breathing out, press down, hover the forearms, and rise back up into downward facing dog. We'll do that 3 more times. Inhale. As you exhale, bend your elbows and softly sink both forearms to the mat, squeezing them toward the midline. Inhale as they press down, and exhale, claw through the fingertips, float the elbows, and come back up into down dog. Inhale. Exhale, forearms to the mat. If it's too much from your toes, sink to your knees and try it from there. Breathing in as they touch down. Exhale, press into your palms, float your elbows back into down dog. Last time, inhale. Exhale, broaden your upper back, sink your elbows down. Breathing in, breathing out, press down, rise all the way back up into downward facing dog. Good. On your next inhalation, start to float your heels round all the way forward into a high plank. As you exhale, lower chaturanga, come halfway down. Inhale at the bottom. Exhale, press into the earth. We'll rise back up into a plank. Then send your hips up, back, and toward the right. Spin your right heel down toward the mat. And try to root your right big toe as well. Keep your left heel lifted, and then on your inhalation, start to cactus your left elbow up toward the sky. As you exhale, left fingertips stretch forward over your ear. We'll take some little waves through the side body here. Try as much as you can to keep your toes rooted. You can stagger your feet if that helps. Inhale. As you exhale, just let your hips kind of sink toward the earth, and then inhale, rise them back up. As you exhale, let the hips melt, outer right hip toward the earth, and inhale, press it back up. Try to feel like water moving through the sides of your body. Inhale, softly lower, and exhale, lifts. Good. Now, on your next inhale breath, pick up your left leg to hover. See if you can catch behind your left thigh. Press the ground away from you. Look forward and carry your foot to the top of the mat for 3. Use your core for 2. For 1, soft landing, left foot down, press into your big toes. Inhale, rise to standing in a high crescent lunge. As you exhale, step forward and fold forward. Inhale, press through your feet, long spine, we rise to standing, look to the sky. Exhale, palms to prayer, heart center. On your next breath in, press into your left toes and glide your right knee up toward your chest, one-legged Tadasana. As you exhale, thread right ankle outside of the left thigh, widen your knee, and start to sink your hips low and back. Palms to prayer. Reach your heart to your thumbs. Relax your jaw. Relax your eyes. Relax your hips. Find sweetness. Start to unwind. Press into your left foot. Breathe in. Reach your arms up and stretch your right leg to the top of your mat. As you breathe out, right leg swims down, around, and back. So crossing it off the mat behind you, rolling to the knife edge of your foot. Catch right wrist with left hand. Lengthen up, and then arc up and over toward the left. Take one more breath in here. As you breathe out, roll down and around. Fingertips land to the mat. Inhale, right toes stretch long and back behind you, standing L. On your exhale breath, bend your left knee. Step your right toes to the back of the mat and let your knee land. As you inhale, float your fingertips up, kneeling warrior. Exhale, hands together at the back of your head, interlace your fingers, and then let the weight of your head be supported in your hands as you lean a little bit back. Heart is supported by the shoulders, drawing together. Breathe in. Breathe out. Palms circle down to the mat. Place them there. Pick up your back knee. Inhale to prepare. Left leg draws towards straight. Exhale, press down. Suction your left foot off the ground and step into downward facing dog. Let's look forward again toward the thumbs. Walk your feet in just slightly closer to your hands. Inhale. As you exhale, softly lower both forearms to the mat at the same time in the same way. A little bit different this time. Pause here in a dolphin pose. Really imagine you're squeezing like a block or something between your elbows, but then simultaneously press your forearms down and forward and reach your heart back towards your thighs. Take a breath in. As you breathe out, crawl your toes one little baby step at a time to the back of the mat and then lengthen your chest forward, coming into a dolphin plank. Inhale here. Exhale, walk your feet in, hips high to the sky, back into dolphin pose. Inhale at the top. Exhale, walk it back. Keep finding a sense of playfulness here, digging into your finger pads. Inhale. Exhale, walk the toes in toward the elbows. Breathe in dolphin. And breathe out, walk it back to plank, dolphin plank. Inhale. Last time. Walk your feet in toward your elbows. See how close you can bring them, and then drive your heart back to your thighs. You can bend a little into your knees if you need. Take a breath in. And a breath out. Turn your eyes forward. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, squeeze your forearms to the midline, lift your elbows, and find your way back into a downward facing dog. As you breathe in, float your heels round forward all the way into a high plank. As you breathe out, sink to chaturanga with control. Elbows hug the ribs. Inhale, and then exhale, press it back up through high plank. Then send your hips up, back, and to the left. Stack right side body onto the left side. Plug down into your left heel and your left big toe. Then with an inhalation, start to cactus your right elbow up toward the sky. With an exhalation, right arm stretches forward over your head. Now, really find the positioning of your feet that works for you. Maybe it's more of a staggered stance or a stacked stance. Take a breath in. And then with your exhalation, like a little wave through the side body, sink your hips. Inhale, press down, let your hips rise again. Reach your right arm over your ear. And exhale to sink. Keep digging into the left palm and fingers. Inhale, hips rise. Exhale, sink and settle. Last one. Breathing in, lift your hips away from the earth. Bend a little into your left knee so you can root the big toe. See if you can float your right knee high. Then catch behind your leg and look forward to the top of your mat. Slowly, we step forward. Use your core for 3, for 2, and 1. Right foot lands, press into your feet. Inhale, rise to standing high crescent lunge. And exhale, step forward, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. As you exhale, bow in, adding a chest expansion. Bring your fingers to the base of your spine, interlace them there. And then as your heart and head anchor you down toward the earth, allow your arms and your knuckles to rise buoyantly to the sky and then maybe up and over your head. Spread your breath through any tightness in the shoulders or the chest. Let gravity do a lot of the work here. Release the grip of the hands, folding in. Next inhalation, press through your feet, long spine, rise to standing, look to your thumbs. And as you exhale, draw your palms to meet in prayer at heart center. And we'll open up the shoulders a little bit more. On your next inhalation, reach your arms to the sky. And then as you exhale, start to float your left leg, cross your left thigh over your right one, setting up for eagle. Bend into your right knee, and then left toes can kickstand, float, or maybe wrap them behind your right calf. So left leg is over, left arm comes under the right one, going for eagle arms, palms to prayer heart center, or maybe bear hug, touching opposite shoulders behind you. Now steady your eyes and soften your shoulders. See how deeply you can melt into your legs. And then imagine it's like you're wrapping your body around a pole or something. So squeezing really tight to the midline, belly button hugs to your spine. One more breath in. Stay as you breathe out, sink. Start to unwind, unthread everything, and just step your left foot down beside the right. Take an inhalation, float your arms high to the sky. As you exhale, pick up your right leg, glide your right thigh on top of the left one, squeezing together the inner thighs, and then right toes maybe wrap behind your left calf, or hover or kickstand. Right arm under the left one, palms meet in prayer, or bear hug. Feel your left big toe. Press into it even more. If your arms are an eagle, see if you can reach your forearms away from your nose and send your fingertips up to the sky. Squeeze the midline for one last breath. Inhale and exhale. Unwind. Step softly, right foot down beside the left. Breathe in, reach up. Breathe out, long spine, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, take a vinyasa, or feel free to just step back to down dog, whatever you feel you need in your body. From down dog, take an inhalation through your nose. Exhale, sigh. Drop all your expectations, all your shoulds. One more. Inhale. Open mouth, sigh, let it go. Start to lift your heels and bring your knees down to the mat. Sit back to your heels and just have a moment seated here with the palms facing the sky. Feel your body. Come back into your body. How much can you feel every cell, every fiber, every little bit of circulation that you've created in your movement practice so far? Blink your eyes open. And we'll start to play into Pincha Mayurasana, forearm stand. So remember, again, no pressure. Just think of it as play and try to drop any idea of the outcome or like achieving a certain depth with the pose. From your knees, bring your forearms down to the mat, and then you can take your hands to opposite elbows to measure their distance. Then bring your hands back forward, creating like equal signs with your arms. Really claw into your finger pads. From here, begin to tuck your toes behind you, lift your knees, and come into a dolphin pose. Breathing in. Stay for your breath out. Start to walk your feet in a little bit closer to your forearms. Plug down into your left toes. And as you breathe in, start to stretch your right leg toward the sky. Square your hips and look forward. Begin to lift your left heel and play with transitioning more and more and more weight forward into your arms, so much so that you feel like you could float your left toes off of the mats. Keep floating your right leg up to the sky And maybe bend your knee. Sometimes it can be easier to find the balance, floating the left toes off the ground with the right knee a little bit bent. So just play, take a couple breaths. Maybe you just stay pressing your forearms deeply into the earth. Maybe you start to take a few hops, and maybe you catch some air time floating up in Pincha Mayurasana. And once you're up, you can do whatever you want with your legs. Maybe explore splits in the air, or you can keep the legs straight up toward the sky. Whatever feels fun and sweet and playful for you. Start to make your way back down. When you're ready, no rush, sink to your knees and either come into a child's pose or you can just sit to your heels. Take a couple breaths to reset between sides. And when you're ready, set up to play on the other side. Maybe you just hang out in a dolphin pose. Maybe you hang out with one leg toward the sky. This time the left leg will be rising up to the sky. Do what you need. Align your forearms, lift your knees, and come into dolphin. Walk your toes in. And now playing left leg lifting up toward the sky. Look a little bit forward and then start to play with maybe some little hops, transitioning some weight onto the forearms. Keep hugging them toward the midline and maybe find some time in the air to play. And just keep pressing into the earth for a couple more breaths. When you're ready to come down, let's meet in child's pose. Sink to your knees, spread them wide. Bring your toes together to touch. Set your hips back to your heels and crawl your fingertips really far forward. Let everything go. Spread the breath up and down your back body, up and down your spine. And with your exhalations, imagine someone's hands are gently pressing your hips closer to your heels. And start to press into your palms. We'll come forward through tabletop and then all the way down to lying on your belly. Let's take a Sphinx pose. Forearms to the ground. Drag them a little bit back toward the base of your ribs to extend forward through your heart. Then keeping broadness in your collarbones, let your chin drop toward your chest, breathing into the back of your throat. You can roll right ear toward right shoulder and then left ear toward left shoulder. And then sink all the way down to the chest. Take your left hand beneath your shoulder and take your right arm out wide beside you to like a T shape. Palm to the earth, press down. Roll to your outer right hip. Left toes will step off the mat behind you. You can wiggle your hips a little to the left and then sink your head down. Feel all the expansion in your chest and in your shoulder. And if you'd like a little more, you can play with stepping the sole of your right foot flat to the mat. And if you're good here, maybe circle the left arm all the way around and back and see if you can catch right fingertips with the left ones. Breathing into what's opening. Close your eyes. Start to find heaviness through your body. So it's like you're just sinking, becoming so familiar with the surface beneath you. Starting to slow down and wind down the practice. If you took the grip of the hands, release. Stretching right leg straight. If you bent it, roll through the center. Lazy, lazy roll. And then everything to the other side. Onto the belly, left arm extends wide, pressing into your right palm. Roll to your outer left hip. Right toes step back behind you. Drop your head. And then play with whatever variation feels good for you here. Maybe left foot to the mat. Maybe right arm around and back. Or just stay wherever you are. And begin to make your way back to lying on your belly. Release any grip that you have. Roll down, press into your right palm as it lands, then thread your left arm through, and we'll roll to lying on the back. Again, a nice, lazy, easy roll. Let the back of your head land. Take the feet as wide as your mat. Open your arms wide and windshield wiper your knees. To the right, stay here for a couple breaths. You can play with crawling your left heel in closer to your sit bone to intensify the quad stretch that you feel. And then knees through the center and to the left. Right heel now could wiggle in a little closer to your sit bone. You might even grab the top of the foot and kind of help yourself find that opening. Just melting, just relaxing. And then roll it back to the center. Hug both of your knees into your chest. Holding onto the fronts of your knees, make some big circles, open the hips. Couple times each direction. And then squeeze your knees in tight to your chest. Lift your shoulder blades off the ground, the tips of them. Wrap your forearms around your shins and see how tightly you can compress and squeeze everything into a little ball. Inhale here into all the compression. And exhale. Open up, drop, relax, melt. Savasana. And see if you can find for yourself, call to mind the feeling of complete ease, like this inner sense of okayness, an inner sanctuary where you can let your body know that it's okay to give in to gravity, it's okay to surrender, it's okay to relinquish control. Give yourself this resting time just for the next couple minutes. You can stay here even longer if you'd like. When you're ready to begin to wake back up, take a deep breath, filling all the way to the tops of your lungs. And a deep exhalation, spreading the breath down arms and legs, beginning to wake up the fingers and the toes, bring in some little movements. And then on an inhalation, take a big good morning long body stretch. Arms back, toes forward. See how tall you can grow from fingertips to toe tips. And then with an exhalation, roll to your right side into fetal pose. Knees come toward your chest. Drop your head, drop your hands. Just let yourself relax here. And then as you're ready, press down. Find your way up to a seat. We'll close the practice in Sukhasana, just as we began. Soften your eyes or keep them closed and feel the sitting bones rooting to the earth. Bring your palms facing to the sky. Take an inhalation. Carry the breath from the root of where you sit all the way past the crown of your head. And let the exhalation feel the exhalation through your full body, like this big release, this big cleanse. Again, breathing in. Breathing out, let everything go. And feel for a moment if you have a magnified sense of ease, of calm, like a mellow playfulness through your body and through your mind as a result of your movement, exploration, and practice. Draw your palms to prayer at heart center. We'll take one last sweet breath together. In through the nose, filling up. Exhale, let it go. Lift your heart to your thumbs and bow your chin to your chest. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing this practice with me today. I hope you're feeling light, energized, free from the inside out. And if you're not already, you can subscribe to my channel down below or join as a monthly donation member. Both of these really help to support me. Have a really great day or night wherever you are, and I will see you soon in the next practice. Bye.